Hi, my name is Mads from FlowHow. In this video I want to show you how to change a part in an existing mesh or reuse some of the uh, parts or hot runners in different runs in an easy way. This could save you a lot of time. If we have a part like this, or this one, and I have a model with a mold base and also a cooling channels. And in this case, I want to change the part to a different part. So instead of starting all over from scratch, the one I thing I do is I take a copy of the run, right click, copy run, and say run put input data only, and switch to the new run. So now I have just a copy of this one. Um, when I want to change anything, I normally start wiping off all solid mesh. So I only have the geometries and the surface mesh. The geometry, or sorry, the solid mesh is just a push on the bottom and a small waiting time. So the surface mesh is the problem and also the model. So I could start deleting the things, deleting all the solid mesh, but the easiest way is actually be in the meshing um, uh, mesh here, and then hit generate, and then it asks keep attached solid mesh. If I say no, it wipes away all solid mesh. So that's what I'm doing. And then it asks if I want to copy or continue. I just copied the run, so I just want to continue. And now it thinks that we should do some meshing again, but we will not do that. So I hit the green bottom up here. So now I have a model like this without any solid mesh. And I want to change this part to a different part I already have. So at the start I hide mold base and cooling channels, and then I can one single thing. If I want a different name of this one in the MGG file, I can right click here and say specify model name, and then I can say the new part. Be careful with spaces and different signs and so on, but I give it this one, and then I have a new name of the MDG file now. The MDG file is placed out. If I hit the file explorer here in the project folder under source, there you have a lot of MDG files because I have done a lot of exercise in this project. Um, but this one, new part, is the latest one. So this is the one. So in reality, I could just copy this out on the desktop and import it in a different project. Then I have copied it. Away with this. I want to change the part. First case, I could delete this one, but normally I just uh, import the geometry, import, and I have one here called small part. This is this one, but I don't like it orientated like that. I would like it to be correct, and this is normally the case that it doesn't fit always. So you can go back to the CAD system and change it, but it's maybe easier just to do it inside Moldex. So I go to Tools, and here I have a move. This is not what I want to do. I want to rotate, but if you have the drop down here, I can find the 3D rotate. So I want to rotate around, yeah, I think could be that, doesn't matter because I have to move it afterwards. I just want to select object, this one, and then it says Y. I could also rotate it around X, but I need the Y because then it's correct direction. I could take a different rotation around center, gives maybe the same, and the angle I could put in here 90, and then I can rotate. If I copy it, just rotates and copy, but I just want to rotate like this, and I can rotate again, but I don't want that, so I say close. Now it's correct here, but I need it to be moved up here, so I take this one, delete, and then I want to catch the midpoint of that, or the center of this, and to the end point of that. So look here, move is gone because the latest action I had was the rotate, so I have to find move down here. Move, this one, yes, from reference point. Be aware that you can control it down here, where to snap to. So I take the midpoint and zoom a bit out and say to endpoint. That's easy. And then I double click and tell it it's a part. Yes. And then I just have to make some seeding. Maybe one on a part like that. Seems reasonable. And generate. Let's see. I always take only surface mesh first. Looks fabulous. And then I just have to generate the rest. Yeah, and the final check. Because I now have changed the part, and of course I could have changed the runner or cooling, whatever. It doesn't have to be the part in that way. So now I have some warnings here because it knows that the model is different now. So if I double click here, I have some possibilities. I can make a new based on the current setting, based on default, or keep the current setting. In this case, I just want to run with the same process, even though this part is a bit smaller. Or so I keep the current setting, and you can say, okay, if the filling time should be slightly shorter, then I could, of course, say zero point 0.8. And I say save, and it asks if I want to save a new. Yeah, I want, and then I have to close. And the computation, exactly the same. You could reset to the inconsistent settings to default, but I haven't changed. Yeah, maybe I've changed slightly in the filling time, fill time. So I say okay, keep the same, and but I have in this case I have split it in volume per percentage, so it actually adjusts by itself. It's fine with when you can use this percentage. Okay, and then I'm ready to run. No big deal about that. Um, if I then took again this one and want to change the runner for this, I could do that. Cover run, change runner. Uh, I wipe away the solid mesh. Yes, away with that. And I want to change the runner now. Delete, and I have a runner model imports. In this case, I take auto heal because I know it's a bit sick, the part, so it takes just a small seconds. Now it's imported, and it's gray again because it's doesn't know what it is, but double click it or right click or attribute, whatever, hot runner, close. I give it a, when it's a solid, I have to specify a face for the melt entrance. I do it here, click the space, okay. And then I have, you can see it's sticking through here. I want it up on the correct surface, hide the cooling channels. So I go to tool, move, this one, yes. And yeah, I'll just move it away so uh, I have to hit center. Yeah. And I push upwards there, just so I have it, because I forgot to make a line here where I hit the end point of this and this. Then I can use this cross section as catching the middle of that one. So I put on midpoint again and I say mark this or say move this one green from center, yeah, to midpoint of that one. Now I know it's in the middle, and you can see the line here. Instead of picking this line, I normally just use the model tree to mark it and hit delete. I don't need that anymore. Now I got a big runner. Maybe it's too big to that part, but I don't know. Um, so if I look at the mold base, it's way too small. So I have to adjust that. Um, so I go to model, mold, hit the mold base, and then I can go to here and change the size of it. But um, I think sometimes if I 50 and just hit, put in one number, hit it outside, and say close, and it adjusts by itself. So maybe I want a bit more space in top and bottom, so I put in 450 and core height 150 maybe, yeah, like that. So now I have a mold base that fits, and I can go the same way again. Hide the mold base, I don't like having that. Hide the parts because I need a surface mesh on this one, seating, and I don't like the runner to be too rough. I control that I have enough um, mesh, a good mesh sheeting here. Otherwise, I don't get a good calculation of the pressure. And the same here. If I don't have enough, you can see it makes automatically more here. But I need, normally I also want a bit finer mesh around the needle. So in this case, I mark everything here and see if I go from right to left, everything it touches will be marked like this. But I don't want all this, so I keep control down and start this window again, and then I deselect. Then I have only this area, and I put in mesh size 0.4 maybe, yeah. And then I know I have some sharp angle here up, so I take something like that and say 0.3 to that. Okay, and then I can generate, and it doesn't have to mesh the part because it's already meshed. And now it's the same procedure as last run, so you can just go ahead and make the solid run, or the solid meshing. The last thing I want to show is how you can combine things, because now I have the small runner, the small part, with a cold runner, just a pin gate, and then I want have a big part with the big part with a hot runner, and now I want the small part with the hot runner and also the mold base that I've just changed. Of course, I could start the same procedure as I did before, but the easiest way is a bit different. The first thing I take is the run that I had here with the small part. I copy that. So now I have this one. Wipe away the solid mesh. No, continue. And I know that the cooling was correct. I know the runner was not correct here, so I just delete the runner. Delete. I know also that the mold base was not correct, so I delete also the mold base. I can just mark it here and hit delete, like that. So now I have something like that without a mold base, and I need um, the things from here, the mold base and the hot runner. So instead of importing the hot runner, do a mesh and so on, I can export this out and import in the next one. So I just take the mold base and the hot runner. I don't need the parts. So these two, um, I go to tool, I mark these two, and you can see hot runner and this and mold base. I hit the export selected in the tools, and then of course I could export it as a step file, but I don't want that. I actually want to use the MDG file because then you have the attribute already and the mesh already. So I take this one and I just put it in the I can put it in cat data maybe in the project. It doesn't matter. You can put it on your desktop, whatever. I put it there, and then I haven't actually uh, yeah done anything here. Then I jump to the last one where I only have the small part and the cooling, but I need the hot runner and also the mold base. So I just go to model, import, and I have this MDD that I just exported, import, and now I have a model in combination between two runs. So it's very easy. You can also do this if you have a standard. If you know you're always using the same runner system type of that, export it out as a MDG file in a in a folder that like standard parts. If you know you're always using a special distribution of or special layout of the cooling, export it out together with a mold base, then you can always use that um, in different runs. So this is the way that it works. The MDG file is quite clever that you can combine everything. Just export something out if you made it and you think I can reuse that in a different run and import it when you need it. Okay, that's it. A long video, but hope it helps saving time. Bye bye.